Hey everybody, it's Ryan with Propelio. Welcome to Season 2 of Propelio TV. Today, Daniel and I, we're going to be talking about the Propelio TV. We're going to be talking about the Propelio Academy, talking about that video that we released last week. So we got a lot of stuff coming out. So stick around, we'll be right back, and stay tuned. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Ryan.
It's Daniel here from Propelio.
So today we're talking about all things Academy, all things Season 2. Daniel's a little bit nervous. You know, been working on this a year, and like anything.
Always nervous, man. So I said a couple months ago, and I gave us a hard set release for October 1st to get this thing out the door, and I had no clue how big the project was actually going to end up being. So we ended up trimming back, cutting back, and we've got it released now in beta. We'll probably come out with a couple of bugs here and there. So as y'all are getting registered, if y'all see anything, hit us up at academy@propelio.com. Shoot us an email if you find any problems. But overall, we are live now. We're out the door, so it's the start.
So we got the Academy, and one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to be releasing every single week more content. Do we have a set date for that? Like what day? Is it a Monday? Is it a Friday?
I'm thinking probably every single Monday we're releasing a new course. We've got on the front side of probably 30 or so courses, I'm guessing, that we have pre-recorded now, ranging from acquisition strategies for pre-foreclosure sub-2 wraps, shorts, contracting flips, and then to some of the back office type of stuff and some of the support systems like title work. Quest IRA came in and talked about using your IRA, and then just other support services like that.
Right. Before we get too far into that rabbit hole of what the Academy is and what the Academy isn't, one of the things that we did last on Thursday was release that video that you've been working on, really super nervous about and whatnot. And real quick, just want to give a couple shout outs to we've had a massive response of cheerleaders. You've got people like Sonia out of Phoenix. You got people like Corey here local.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to list everybody because there's too many of them. But we've got some really cool cheerleaders out there. And just want to say thank you.
There was a massive, just outpour of, support from everybody in the community, and just a huge thank you to every single one of y'all that took the time to share it, to share your story, and for all of you that have been out there just going to bat for it. I want to say thank you to every one of you. Yeah.
And before we get too far into that, if you haven't seen the video, don't worry. We're about to show it here in about 30 seconds or whatnot. But just, if you haven't watched it, or even if you watched it already, watch it again. Let it resonate. I think it is powerful if you do take a moment to just let it sink in. I know Daniel hates watching it because it is too close to home for him. I'm assuming, but I mean, I've known him for a little bit now, so I think I can speak for you most of the time.
It's way outside of my comfort zone. I mean, it takes a lot for me to get on camera. I'm a massive introvert. I do not like being in the public eye.
Right.
And that took a lot for me to get outside of that.
So as we're watching it, if something resonates within you, drop it in the comments. If you see a comment that resonates with you or whatever, engage. That's what Propelio community is all about. One thing, we always talk about what is Propelio, what is not Propelio. Well, a lot of it is authenticity and the community aspect of it, along with the live streams. So
throwing all that out there takes a lot. I mean, you're talking about authenticity and stuff. If you want to talk about like, I'm supposed to be the head of a corporation. I'm supposed to be, in the public eye, and here I am in a pair of board shorts and tattoos hanging out. And
I changed.
It took a lot. I mean, it took a lot for me to take the guts to just say, hey, man, this is who I am. Like it or leave it. I'm not your cookie cutter typical person. And it was a hard decision to say, you know what, I'm just going to be me.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're married, I'm single, so I gotta at least try to clean up to, get me a catch. But anyway, stick around. We're gonna be cutting to that video real quick, or like right now. So again, let it sink in, let it resonate. If it speaks to you, let us know. That's what this is all about. We're watching the comments, and this whole video today is gonna be Q&A. It's all gonna be about you, us, and what the Academy is, what Season 2 is. So stick around.
That's out there struggling just to get by. This is for everybody out there that's seen the struggle. This is for everybody that's out there that's gone to a REA meeting just to leave upset because you couldn't afford what they're trying to sell you. This is for everybody that's got the drive to become something better. This is for everybody. We are tired of just getting by. We're looking for an opportunity to do something different. An opportunity to not be who we were. For those of you who went to a seminar leaving in tears because you knew that you couldn't afford it, but you wanted something other than that 2 jobs a week, that 90 hours, 100 hours a week out in the sun, roofing, digging ditches, out there working hard. If you get out there and you grind and you do what you're supposed to do, you have an opportunity in this world. We were never taught balance sheets. We were never taught financial statements. We were never taught options, stocks, bonds, real estate. We were never taught shorts subject to wraps. We were never taught the vehicles that make people wealthy in this world. We were intentionally taught to be employees. And for those of you that want something different, for those of you that are tired of being an employee, for those of you that want to learn something but never had the money to pay some traveling guru that was just looking to rip you off $50,000, that's what this is for. The trainers that we have sourced in this are worth millions and millions of dollars. Some of them are not professional speakers. Some of them struggle to get through this. They do this because they want to help you. Do not associate the cost of this with what it's worth. We have spent and raised over $1 million to bring this to you. It is our goal to give everybody out there that has ambition, that has drive, that wants to do something with their life, the opportunity to do so, regardless of how much money you have in your bank account. If you want to change your life, if you want to do it, the opportunity is right here. We're giving this opportunity to you today. Read it, watch it, study it, and if you believe in it, share it with your friends. Tag your friends. Let them know that we're not going to take this anymore. We are ready to become something different. There are plenty of people out there that want to see you succeed. Plenty of other people that were in your seat 10 years ago that want to see you become who we have became. It's not going to be comfortable. You're not going to enjoy it. There's nothing about it that is easy. But it is simple. Watch the videos, pay attention, engage in the forums, ask questions, ask what you need to do next. The Propelio Academy will never be finished. The Propelio Academy will never be complete. Where we have started today is just the beginning.
So what'd you think? You know, a lot of people have watched that video and you know, some people make them cry, some people make them get quiet, some people are choked up, some people think we're full of shit. What did you think?
So, I mean, let's just open this conversation up. I mean, I'm trying my best to stay calm up here, but overall the Academy was intended to help as many people as we could possibly help. Mm-hmm. I went through the seminars, I went through the guru training circuits, and I saw massive amounts of people being taken advantage of. And then as I started speaking, coming out of that area, coming through the local market, speaking at local REAs, having many people come up to me afterwards in flat out tears saying, I learned more in that last hour and a half than I did at a $30,000, $50,000 training series, man. And it's just a shame because I came through it, I saw what happened.
Right.
And they would teach you enough to have you keep your excitement up, but they'd kind of just, man, it was sad seeing what would happen to some of these people.
Yeah, and we've joked about in the past here about not being the rah-rah people, and you know, I was watching a video today. It was a Grant Cardone video, and it was their staffing, and it's like, hey, it's the first day of the quarter. Oh, get up and get excited, and I'm like, we would never do that shit here. You know, and I mean, it's bad enough that people have no clue what Propelio.com is, you know, because people are like, oh, it's supposed to be free. I go to Propelio, oh, it's $98 a month. It's like, yeah, we give this away for free, that for free, that zero cost to you, zero cost to you. And yeah, the one thing that's a cost to you is your services for investors, which is fine. You can be a naysayer, you can be doubtful, but at least give us the opportunity to prove you wrong.
I mean, I can understand why people wouldn't, you know, would see that there's maybe a catch to it, or they might be concerned, because that's just the norm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're breaking outside of that norm and that expectation. Obviously, Propelio does get a benefit from it. All of your traffic, all of you people that are going to Propelio.com to see these videos and all that stuff, Propelio gets a benefit from that because it's just branding.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could have went the route of a paid route. We could have went out there and sold it just like everybody else. But I mean, overall, that doesn't really help anybody. And I think that, you know, giving the people that need the opportunity and that may not necessarily be able to afford it is a far better service than selling it ever could be.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, it's completely obvious the motivations and the agenda. It's like, take altruism, throw out the window. Take Daniel's history, throw out the window. Can we make money off this? Yeah. But the reason how we make money, and the reason we make money, is by you learning how to be an investor. Guess what you're going to need once you have a baseline of knowledge? You're going to need access to MLS comps. You're going to need access to off-market lead lists. You're going to need an investor-friendly website. And you're going to need all those other tools that Propelio is going to come out with here in the next 2 to 3 years.
So it's just our hope that after you use the Academy that you use our product as well. And if you don't, then good. I mean, either way around, you still got some benefit out of it.
Yeah,
so.
Because here's what I find is funny, and again, it's not being defensive, it's just humorous, is like the naysayers that are like, hey, well, what about, you know, it's obviously going to charge me something. It's like, dude, you're in Wisconsin. We're not even in Wisconsin right now. I have nothing to sell you.
I'm not even worried about the naysayers
I know,
right now. I mean, the product is what the product's going to be, and if you, it's either you like it or you don't like it. I mean, right now we are in beta launch. We're coming out the gates with some, so if you haven't registered yet, just go out there right now. It's propelio.com/academy. There's probably going to be some problems. I need every one of y'all to go out there and try and break it for me. Get out there, click every button you can find, and just break as much stuff as you can, because like we went into super overtime mode in the last 2 months trying to get this ready to release, and you know, we're coming out the gates a little lighter than what we were anticipating, but the classes are still there. So we're doing a weekly rollout on the content. Probably every Monday we're releasing a new course. Each course is anywhere between 5 to 30 videos long. Right now we've got probably 4 courses here in the initial launch. So go out there, check it out, and see what you can break. You'll either like it or you won't. I saw some stuff out there the other day that made me laugh. People were like, you know, what if you charge for it in the future? Or what if you do this? What if you do that? And like, what if I go out? And I'm like, are you seriously telling me that what if you go out there and learn all this stuff for free and I don't charge you, but at some point in time I charge you in the future? I was like, either way around, you just learn. So why are you complaining? Just go out there and learn.
But that's the same, you know, just to go a little bit of meat, a little bit of nuggets. That's the same thing that happens when anybody that is a compulsive excuser maker, is that a thing? Or complainer or whatever. It's like, you know, as a mentor type person, I'm not a mentor, but you hear it all the time about how you tell your student, okay, go and attack this, go. How many doors did you knock on today? Well, I didn't knock because. Okay, well, how many letters did you send out? I didn't send out letters because. What about this? I didn't do this because. It's the same thing with this. It's just stop making excuses, take advantage, and just dominate.
So who out there has been in there already? So we've opened up the doors. Is there anybody out there that's already jumped in and started playing around? Do we have anybody that has any questions? Do we have anybody that's kind of, you know, got out there and started digging in and seeing what we got? Outside of that, do we have any questions on the video? Do we have any questions on what we're planning on doing in the future? See if we got anybody out there in Facebook land that's got some questions.
Well, let me scroll through. Well, Isabella, she was talking about her heart feels the same way about seminars. Seminars are the same thing we're talking about. It's, you know, you've got your $30,000, $50,000 guru. That's what they do. They do the 3-day seminars, the 10-day seminars, or whatever, and they get you all hyped, let you walk on coals or whatever. That's not a shout out to the guy that does that, the main, but I'm just saying, you know, they get you to where you're spiritually there, but you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's kind of like in boot camp in the Marine Corps. Boot camp in the Marine Corps is all about getting in the mindset to do some crazy stuff. That being said, once you leave boot camp, you don't know how to do the crazy James Bondy, Jackie Chan moves yet. You learn that in combat training. But boot camp is all about the mental state. So, you know, as real estate investors, yes, you do need to have a baseline of a mental state of what you need to do. But until you start, you need to have that combat training per se.
So, I mean, I completely and totally agree with that. I believe that every real estate out there, investor out there, anybody, it doesn't matter what profession you're in, you need mentors, you need coaches, you need somebody to show you the ropes that's already gone down the roads, that can pull you up to the next level, that can help you out. What you don't need is somebody that's intentionally trying to strip as much of the cash out of your back pocket as possible. And a lot of these traveling salesmen, I mean, you need mentors, you need coaches, and I am not going to sit there a day of my life and say that those are not valuable things. It's the people that we're talking about that are literally just like hopping on a plane every single week, going to a new town, trying to get as many people into a room to turn around and sell into an education system. And whenever, like, I had somebody, a key pivotal person, sit down with me and sit there and say, we are not in the business of providing education. We are in the business of selling education. And until you understand that, there's no point of us even talking.
Right.
I could care less about education. My job is to sell education.
Right.
And you know, seeing the tactics that they would do to just destroy people's financial livelihoods was just...
Yeah, look, because let's be honest, if you're a 67-year-old widower and you've got $30,000, $50,000 in the bank, and you hear, hey, you could do well in real estate, and you go to the seminar, and then they take your money, screw you.
I mean, there's nothing to say that that woman couldn't do it. It's just, it's
thank you for pointing that out. My point being is they give you a piece of it. They don't give you the whole pie. And that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to give you the pie. Again, Sonia, thank you so much. She was saying that, you know, part of the quiz was buggy. That's exactly what we want you guys to do, is go to the academy, register, play with it, break it, attempt to break it, and then let us know.
We fully anticipate that it's going to break today. So anything you can do to break it would be more than appreciative. Like any bugs you're finding, just report them for us. That's why we're releasing with just a few classes. We didn't want to put too many out there just yet because we need to find where the problems are. This was a rather big endeavor to take on. I wasn't anticipating it being as big as it was. So when you get out there, what did I say something wrong?
No, I just thought it was funny because, like, when we first started this whole venture back in, I don't know, last June.
This was like a year and a half ago we started.
But you were like, yeah, we should be rolling out in like a month or two.
Yeah, that was, I have a bad problem of completely oversimplifying stuff in my head. It's like, we want an academy, okay, that shouldn't take a month or so, but no, year and a half later, we are just now opening up the gates on the product. So
well, and that's the thing is, it's just, you know, as an entrepreneur, you just want to go just pow, 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 pow. I mean, hell, even yesterday, trying to get the new studio up and running and make sure this new switch, everything is going, I called Trey up like, hey, do you mind coming in for like 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes? You know, 6.5 hours later, I'm like, sorry, bro. But hey, whatever.
So let's talk a bit, I mean.
Yeah, I'm just going through. Thanks so much for the love, guys. Keep it up. Keep engaging. Keep letting us know. Dan was saying, hey, the studio looks good, but he also said, hey, registration looks good for him. So, again, keep breaking it.
Are y'all able to register? Is everything working out there?
So far, I guess. As far as going back to your story, you know, I know you put it out there at a meetup not too long ago. You put a lot of it in that video we watched a second ago.
I remember that.
I think everybody can assume your why, but let's hear it from you, from your own.
And this is
mouth, I should say.
Yeah, this is something that I had a lot of people pushing back on me about over the weekend after releasing it. And they were like, "Your why has nothing to do with your sister, your family, your friends. Your why is straight up Propelio marketing." And I need to make this really. I almost dropped a really big F-bomb right there. Let me make this really clear. When we started Propelio, and we've got this all up and going, long before Propelio was ever around, I had the desire to start a nonprofit education company and start going back into some of the schools that I was raised in, some of the neighborhoods that I grew up in, and start teaching real estate investing education to kids that otherwise wouldn't have seen the opportunities. That was in my vision a long time before Propelio. That right there on my side is great, but it doesn't scale. Going into schools like that does not scale at any mass level. The academy and the video training allows me to scale that on a very large level. So let's just stop right there for a second. my goal has always been to give back into the neighborhoods, into the kids that I grew up with, and provide that type of education. That takes either a lot of time or a lot of money. The time I was prepared and ready to commit, but I just haven't had yet. Where this paired up really well between my own self-benefit and Propelio's benefit is that Propelio could fund that level of academy. The academy that I have sitting in front of you is well into a 7-figure by the time we're launching right now. I'm well into 7 figures. That on my own I would not have been able to do that. Propelio provided me the opportunity to bring my dream to life. Propelio gets a massive benefit out of this, yes, but everybody that's trying to attack my why, saying that my why has nothing to do with the kids that I grew up with, my family, and some of the hardships that I've seen other people having to go through, when they say that that's not my why, that my why is because of Propelio. No, Propelio just gave me the funds to build my why. And Propelio did that because Propelio gets a massive benefit out of the academy being built, because everybody's going to be looking at Propelio. So with that to be said, yeah, Propelio gets a ton of benefit out of it, but Propelio could have made just as much, if not more, benefit just selling it. You know, it took a lot for me to talk to all of my investors, my capital partners, my equity partners, and say, hey, we're going to spend a massive amount of money on this, and my hopes and dreams is that everybody will enjoy it, appreciate it, and will benefit from just the branding of the academy itself. I sold Propelio on that, and Propelio is what backed me in supporting the vision that I've had for years.
And on top of that, you got to think, we were just talking about the cost to Propelio, the cost to Propelio staff, the time that it's taken to develop this. That's just on our end. The cost, let's talk about the cost of some of these speakers. Take Quest IRA. They fly people in every week to do this. We're in talks with Think Realty out of Kansas City, Missouri. They're planning on flying people in here. You've got business professionals in this industry who are legitimately taking time out of their busy schedules where they could be making a massive amount of money to come into the studio and work with us.
And then you take that even another step further, and these business professionals that are coming in, have got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years of experience in this business, and they are doing everything that they can to organize and provide this type of information to you. And you're getting to absorb, 15 years worth of, subject to experience. You're getting 15 years of title work experience. So you're getting a lot of benefit of these people's just extensive experience in the industry. And it's just, just want to say massive thank you to everyone that contributed, because it was like Grant Kemp, his course took him 1.5 years of coming in here every single Wednesday to record videos. That was between, like, he would build slides on Monday, polish them up on Tuesday, and record them on Wednesday. 1.5 years worth of work for him to come in here and do that for you. Not even including the years and years and years of closing hundreds of properties that it took for him to give you that kind of information.
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool. I know cool is not very eloquent, but it's like, I don't know, cool. Just to see the massive outpouring of people and the community aspect of coming in here and filming with us. And I will say, because I've been here pretty much for every single Academy video to be shot, I'm not always paying attention, but I'm listening. And I've talked to pretty much every single speaker that's come in here. And every conversation about teaching a class starts with, there is absolutely zero sales pitch in this. Yes, you are allowed to say who you are and who you work for and how you can get a hold of if you get questions. But this is not a, oh, by the way, I have a 397 blah, 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 or I have a 997 blah, blah, blah. There is none of that.
Right. And for those of you that, have concerns about how the quality of the content is, I mean, just go out there and digest it. I mean, you either like it or you don't. Some of the things that I can say is most of us are not professional teachers. I mean, we literally came in here because we wanted to see other people succeed. So some of us may not be the best educators. If you get in there, though, that's why we built the forums, where we gave you the ability to say, you know what, I watched that class, but I'm still confused. Can you clarify on this? And then as we start getting more and more feedback in from the community, we can can see the pain points within the academy that y'all are still struggling with, and we can go back in and re-record so we can make it better. I want everybody out there to know right now that the academy is absolutely beta right now. It is initial launch to see what needs to be worked on, but over the course of the next 2 to 3 years, I would anticipate this academy outgrowing any education sort of system or company out there.
Yeah, and real quick, just, you know, cleaning house. We got a lot of people watching right now. If you don't mind, please click the like button. Please click the love button. You know, share it out if you feel like you need to share it. If not, it's all good. But engage with us. Ask questions. Let us know you're here. If you're from Boise, Idaho, is that a thing?
I think so.
Okay, if you're from Boise, Idaho, tell me where you're from. You know, like, you know, not all of us are from Dallas. Sonia's out in Phoenix. There's people all over the country, and we want to know where you're from. Cameron, that's what I'm trying to think. Cameron in Virginia. Colby out in Arizona. So if you're on watching, let us know where you're from. If you have questions, drop them in there. If you have questions for Daniel, let us know. It could be real estate related. It could be story related. Because again, Daniel never talks about his backstory. A, because it's painful, and B, that he's not into that. But now's your chance to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being a little dry up here, I apologize. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm an extreme introvert. So getting out here and being public and getting on camera has been always very difficult for me to do. And we've taken a little break, so I've gotten out of that daily dose of coming in on Mondays.
I was like, what the hell, Daniel? Because Daniel's like, I'm like, but we used to do this every other day. What's going on?
Well, I started getting used to it after a year and a half of
he got used to not being on camera.
Right?
And he's like, damn it, Ryan, I hate you.
Yeah, man, getting on camera can be an absolute fear for a lot of people. There's like 0 family pictures of me from when I was a kid because I absolutely hated being on camera. But I'm just excited about the academy being released. I appreciate everybody that came out there and showed support. We're going to get back into the rhythm of a regular show here in season 2. We've got 2 properties that we've got right now that we're about to remodel or prehab. We've got another one in escrow.
Let's talk about that. So Thursday, we're getting ready for the launch party that we had. So thank you if you came out to that. We're about to release that video. We bought a house. Then Friday, we're getting more ready for this.
Right.
You know, today we did a golf tournament. And then, so I've only gotten about 3 hours of sleep for the past, nightly for the past week. So after this video, I might be going home to sleep. But again, it's just, you got to stay busy. You got to keep grinding. You keep going. And now I know there's a lot of debate between grinding and work harder or work smarter. It's like, yeah, the 4-hour work week is an awesome thing to achieve, but you got to achieve it first. You got to put in the work to begin with.
I think there's a good blend of the two. I think you got to grind to start and then apply the smarter habits to it as you grind. But going back to what I was saying before that was I think what we're going to do is we got these 2 properties that we're about to rehab or prehab, and we'll just turn some case studies into them. Like tomorrow, we'll probably go out there and record them. They're both in the beginning stages of rehab, so you'll get to see them from beginning to end. You'll be able to see the due diligence side of it, how we're running the numbers. I think on this one that we just picked up on Hardwood, we could either do a full-blown rehab on it, and we could hit like a 210 ARV, but the full-blown rehab would be like 45 grand. Whereas I really think we could just do a slight prehab on there, just clean up some of the hardcore issues that wouldn't allow it to pass an inspection report, and we'll spend probably about 15 grand, but I still think we can sell it for like 185 to 190. So I'll just kind of break down how we are analyzing these properties, why we're looking at them, and you can kind of follow the rehab along, see what it looks like at closing, see what it looks like walking through the properties, and then just kind of get you an inside feel on what it looks like from the rehab side, and then maybe we'll be able to talk to the wholesalers that brought it to us and just kind of show you their end of the deal, how it came up. I think they contracted it at like 78-ish, and we ended up finding out that it was a pre-foreclosure, but we ended up finding out the payoff on it was like 125, and he had assigned it to us at 105.
Right.
So what we ended up doing is flipping it into a short, and maybe if y'all are interested, y'all can see how we break that down, flipped it, and turned it into some equity.
But before we move on to the academy and the season 2, let's do like at least one nugget of real estate here. You just talked about a prehab versus a full-blown rehab. Some people might have never even heard the term a prehab before. Okay. For me and some other people, it may seem obvious, but if you're fairly new, what does a prehab mean, and what's the difference, and what's the benefits of doing that versus a full blown?
I'm not going to know if I have like an exact definition, but I'm going to give you, so like a rehab, full-blown remodel, I'm going in there, I'm updating everything. I'm cleaning out the bathrooms, new tubs, new tile, new toilets, new vanities, new light fixtures, doorknobs, carpet paint, doors. Yeah, I'm just going through and just completely updating everything. On this particular property, that's going to cost like 45 grand and I'll make 210. Well, on the flip side of that, I think we can spend about 15 doing a prehab. And what I mean by a prehab is the house needs a new roof. The house needs some new fencing, and it probably needs a little bit of carpet. So I'm just going to throw in some carpet, a roof, a fence, and it still needs the kitchen updated. It still needs the bathroom updated, but it's clean, and any of the big ticket issues are done with the house. And then it'll cost us about $15,000, but I think I can still turn around and sell it for about $190. So instead of spending 45 to make 210, I can spend
plus
15
time
to make 190. So a lot less time, a lot less risk, and I really think we can get in and out of that and make an extra 20 grand just by prehabbing it versus going for a full-blown rehab.
And then obviously the time aspect of it, and just getting in and out. And
yeah, we can be in and out of that property in a week without a problem with doing a prehab. And if we were doing a full-blown remodel, we'd be in there for about 30 days.
And then obviously, if you follow the DFW market, you know that this market's crazy. So anything under 200,000 is going to fly off the MLS.
As long as it's safe, clean, and affordable, and it can meet traditional loan standards, then yeah, the house is going to be sold. So
let's hit some of these questions. So Dan Diaz, he was asking about the negotiation quick tips, and then it goes into the fill. Anytime, and this is a random nugget for you guys, anytime you see a lorem ipsum dolor sit emet, whatever, that is usually just web code for fill, and usually a program will just autofill that, and so you know that writing's supposed to go there, and our development team just didn't see it and didn't catch it. But what the negotiation quick tips is, it's actually pretty badass. I believe it's Grant at the moment, but there may be more people, I can't remember, but it's literally like 45 seconds, just boom, 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 boom. Just different tips that you can use while you're in the house. And literally, it's just negotiation quick tips. It's kind of like last year when Grant and I did the whole video on the hairy arm principle. You know, call back to that. It's basically, you know, if this is what you want, give them something over here that's bad, but they'll want to get rid of that, but you get to keep this. And and it goes back to the photographer thing. You can watch Grant's video on that. Where's Dora? Daniel, over 30 years of my career in marketing sales, it was challenging to find mentors. I have a few. How long did it take to find you a good mentor? And how can one prepare to ask someone in Real Estate Investor to become a mentor?
Great question. That is a really good question. So for me on my side, I started out going pretty much solo. Read several books, me and my wife, my father, and we all got out there and just started, you know, remodeling a house, and we cleared some money off of that, rolled through 4 or 5 properties, and then had quite a bit of money saved up, and then hit a couple of really bad losses. Well, up until that point, I'd never been to REA. I wasn't really familiar with the investment community, so I had no exposure on that side outside of the books that I had read. And the books that I'd read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And then whenever we heard on the news that he was supposed to be coming to town to do, you know, a training seminar, man, it was just like, you know, a blessing. We were extremely excited. And that's when we jumped into that side. So we spent a lot of money on mentoring and everything before we ever actually got, you know, on the backside. And we started getting into the local community. We learned about REAs. We learned about, you know, these little meetup groups and stuff like that. And then that's where we started being introduced to more people. And then I found people in this market, you know, in DFW that were out there just killing it, just doing massive amounts of deals. And I started partnering with them through deals that I was doing, or, you know, just trying to, you know, mimic them or ask them as many questions as I could. And then just when I got into a local market, I started developing relationships with people that were, you know, genuinely good people, good mentors. And there's a lot of them out there, man. You can't just expect every mentor that's out there to be, you know, what I'm referring to as like your traveling salesman guru.
Right.
But it was those people that I met at the local REAs that I could actually meet face to face and be like, hey, let's go check out some of these properties. Okay, so you do offer training. Well, what do you charge? You know, 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand. It doesn't really matter. If a mentor does what they're supposed to do, and that is, you know, take you to the next level, you know, it's up to you to decide what that's worth to you.
Right.
But I mean, $20,000 on a mentor is nothing. I mean, if the mentor is doing what they need to do. So I had some local mentors that were just phenomenal. Grant Kemp was one of them. I mean, Grant Kemp and I, when I first started out, I was doing a lot of flips, and then I moved into shorts and wholesales, pre-foreclosure side of stuff. And pre-foreclosure had me pulling in a lot of opportunities for sub-2s wraps, and I just was not familiar with it because the first round of $50,000 to $70,000 worth of mentoring I paid for never taught me anything about sub-2 or wraps. But Grant was a sub-2 king, and he was just, you know, like, I believe that one year he knocked out like 70 or 80 of them in 1 year, and I was like, if I needed to learn sub-2, this is definitely the guy to go to. And so he ended up mentoring me, and he's the guy that taught me everything there is to know on that side.
And on top of that, finding a good mentor, it's, if you're at a REA or if you're at a networking event, if you're at one of our events and you meet somebody in the hallway and you're talking to them and you're like, man, this is a cool person. Man, it looks like they're killing it. Hey, do you mind if I take you to lunch, take you to dinner, take you for coffee? I'd like I would love to learn more about you. And if they're busy, they may turn you down. But if you can be like, hey, make it more businessy, maybe they let you. And a mentor doesn't have to be like straight up, I am a mentor, I charge, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It could just be, hey, Daniel, man, you seem like a kick-ass, you know what the hell's doing. Do you mind, can I work for you for free? Can we do a deal together? Show me what I need to do to work with you. That kind of thing. That's just simple conversations.
On my side, like, whenever I get to people, and this is gonna sound douchey, and I'm not trying to be that way, but whenever people come at me and they're like, hey, can I take you out for a lunch, or can I take you out for, there's a lot of people out there that say yes, but on my side, I'm very protective of my time now because I have so many people pulling at it. I need to be at home with my daughter. I need to be home with my wife. But if somebody comes up to me and is like, hey man, if I come across the property that could be a deal, can I hit you up? Yeah, hit me up. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's find out. Let's find out what's on the plate. But on that side, I learned far more just JVing deals with people than I ever did through a training circuit.
Yeah, and I feel on the take you out to dinner, I feel bad because for the 2 weeks, this one gentleman and his partner have been trying to get me to go out, and I'm like, I want to, but, and I'm not making excuses, but I literally been here till 2 in the morning, and if you don't believe me, check some of my live and desks. You know, it just is what it is. But you said something earlier. We were talking about Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you notice, if you notice in the past, we give this book away a lot. You know, it's a great book. And you can like the book and you can like the author, but you can, I mean, it's just like life. It can be difficult, because what that education system now, it's evolved to something that's just shit. But the book itself is great. So, I mean, you don't have to, you can still like this aspect of it, because I can just hear in my head something like, man, that's kind of hypocritical that you shit on this side, but da-da-da. It's like, well, over here was good.
The book inspired me. I mean, that's where I got a lot of my start from, was just reading these books, and they definitely inspired me. But, you know, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to just keep beating that horse. But overall, what I want to see out of this is people that didn't have the opportunity, people that truly are out there, because I see it every day, man, and I get so many people in my direct messages and my private messages trying to say, hey man, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And I spend a lot of time trying to help people in my messages, but at some point in time that no longer scales. At some point in time that no longer scales. And with the Academy, for all of you that's been out there trying to find this information and you've just been hitting wall, or you just feel like you got halfway there, our goal is to see that the Academy gives you from beginning to end step-by-step education and knock these types of deals down. And I just hope to see that the community embraces it, enjoys it, and looks forward to future releases.
Yeah, and on that note, if you ever have questions and you're reaching out to Daniel and you're not getting a response, you're reaching out to Ryan, not getting a response, reaching out to Grant, not getting a response, I guarantee you, if you drop that comment or you drop that question in a comment on one of our live streams or on the forums in the Academy, it will be answered. We're very adamant about addressing those. you know, sorry.
Oh, I thought you had another question.
Oh, well, I was just say, Evan, to your question about the economic market updates, every meetup we actually have one in the DFW meetup. So if you watch those live streams, the first 5 minutes, Tyler goes through a market breakdown of DFW. I don't know if that's scalable to other markets quite yet, but we'll figure it out to where maybe that's a monthly show. I don't know. But as far as for you personally being in the DFW market, just watch the live streams of the events. And the first segment of it is the market update. Haley from Quest. Hey, again, Quest, shout it again to you guys. Great partner to be with you. We're really looking forward to working with you guys. You know, we're going to your $1 trillion mixers. Y'all are coming in every single Wednesday. New people, new blood. We're talking about the season of season 2. Quest IRA is actually going to host a show on Propelio TV every other Friday. So for your retirement, for your self-directed IRAs, all those questions, all those things that you want to know, but maybe you can't make it out to a Quest event, Propelio Facebook, Propelio YouTube, boom, it's right there. Haley, Nate, and whoever on their team, but it's mainly going to be Haley and Nate, and we're super excited about, you know, Daniel and I getting off the stage and letting other people get on top of it.
So for everybody that's watching that's never seen this before, this is not a typical show that we do. We know we have set shows every Monday at 11 a.m. Will be Ryan and myself. We come in and we do a show breaking down a specific strategy, a specific deal. We teach something. It's not a show just talking. You know, we actually get in there and we pick a topic such as like this hardwood rehab. We'll probably break this entire hardwood process down, actually go live from the property so you can see what's going on and why we did what we do. And you might be surprised on this property because you're used to seeing HGTV rehabs where everything's like beautiful and stuff.
Where even the mold looks good.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do on this one is nothing like that. We're going to go in there and just make it look like meh, a rental, but we'll make far more money making it look like a meh rental than we will making it look like a full-blown remodel.
That reminds me, if you follow Corey Thompson, Roughneck Real Estate, it's funny because somebody was giving him grief about being a slumlord. He's like, have you not seen any of my videos? Every video I've ever posted has been a crappy place.
Right.
Anyway.
But yeah, so we have our dedicated Monday show every single Monday. Grant comes in on Wednesdays doing Grant Teach Me Something.
We skip Tuesday.
So Tuesday, yeah, we have a new show coming in.
Yeah, so Tuesdays we have a new show, and again, it's an opportunity for us to get off the stage and off camera. RJ Bates, Titanium, and investments, we're gonna have Titanium Tuesdays.
So Titanium, like he flips all across the United States. He flips Alaska, Hawaii.
He flips Alaska, in Alaska.
He flips Texas,
in Alaska.
Where else does he?
Hawaii.
He's flipping all across the world,
all across the country. But his show is mainly gonna be case studies, and not just so. Not just like, oh, you could do this, this, this. It's like, look, this is 123 Main Street. This is how I found the house. This is how I closed on the house. This is how I funded it, and just go break it down. And the main aspect of that show is gonna be RJ and Titanium and Titanium Tuesdays. Why not? But it's the case studies aspect.
Yeah. So like he lives out of Dallas, and he just bought a portfolio in St. Louis. Like he has a really large portfolio of properties in St. Louis. He does a lot of stuff in Arizona. So if you're looking for more people to learn from, you're looking for more people that believe in paying it forward and providing value to other people, just keep an eye on the Propelio's Facebook page. We do go live several days a week at 11 a.m. Like you said, you got Quest coming in.
So you got 11 a.m. on Monday, 1 p.m. Tuesday, 11 a.m. Wednesday with Grant Teach for something. Thursday, still trying to figure that one out. Not figure it out, finalize it. Friday,
Quest
IRA at 11 a.m. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Thursdays, I'm toying with the idea of either 1 o'clock or do like a nightly show, because it blows my mind that when I do a live and drive in the middle of the night and get like 10, 12, 20 people watching me drive. So that tells me maybe there's a need for a nightly show. Before we get too far, so far I've seen people from Houston, from Austin, from San Antonio, from Phoenix, from Chicago, from New Orleans, from Alexandria in Indiana, North Carolina, Tyler, Memphis. So, you know, pretty national so far. So if you didn't hear those and you're in Cali and you're in New York or whatever, let us know.
Well, any questions, any thoughts?
I'm not even beyond close to getting to comments. But anyway, keep them coming. Thank you so much. Let me scroll. Thank you so much for the kudos. Got a lot of love. Random nugget, man. I'm
so
way
the
behind.
academy is open. Propelio.com/academy. Go out there and register. You should be able to set up your own account. We've got 4 classes live. We were trying to have the pre-foreclosure class out today. We had a mess up on the video server, so the pre-foreclosures got pulled off of today. But pre-foreclosure should probably be out tomorrow. But we're going to start doing weekly drops on new classes. So every single Monday, if you haven't signed up and got your emails stuck in there, new classes are dropping every single week.
And Matt, the plans to be in Denver and Vegas. The answer is yes to both. We plan to be nationwide. I know we were working Denver fairly recently. Vegas, I'm not sure, but Denver, we were working on it. But national, we're also working on it. But Denver might be quicker than national. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Micah. I'm just going to scroll through some of the love. Georgetown, thank you. A lot of love. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Okay, I got to the bottom.
So, I mean,
I got nervous because there were so many comments.
Right.
Which is awesome. I mean, don't let me keep the comments. That's what it's like. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome.
I mean, keep the comments coming. If we missed one of your questions, just ask it again. Just, we got quite a few things floating through here. So if you had a question that you were wanting answered, drop it again. If we missed it, overall, just thank you all for the support. Go out there, check it out.
Yeah, and then take a couple seconds to talk about season 2. We're going to have a little bit more structure to it. Before we were just kind of like, I mean, I think we did a good job with season 1 with coming up here and just, hey, what are we talking about today? Okay, we're going to talk about this and just brain dump, which at the end of the day, information's information.
I'm much better at that. I'm much better at just doing a brain dump of real estate versus coming up here and trying to just have a conversation.
But this time around, we're going to have a little bit more structure in the sense of, okay, these are the main points we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, we're going to go into a lot more details. We're going to go into a lot more nuggets and a lot more information.
That's what I enjoy. I can get into those conversations. I can just like drill in and have fun on those.
But there's so many times we started here, and if you didn't watch the whole thing, you missed.
But that's what I enjoy because I love talking about the business. I love talking about real estate. I can sit down and talk about real estate all day long. Getting up here and getting me to talk about that video and everything else, man, that gets my nerves shot big time. But
and by the way, I just want to say this. If you know our address, feel free to send us free shit. Grab that picture real quick.
I don't know what even brought that up.
Can you grab
that?
Okay. Somebody sent this to us, and I don't know if this was a free thing or if somebody like intentionally sent it to us, but I think it's pretty cool. But it didn't have a from. They just sent it to us, which blows my mind because there's all those YouTube people that get mail time and they get free shit. So I'm like, Daniel, does that mean we're gonna start getting free shit? No.
I have no clue. I mean, I don't really enjoy talking about the video. The video itself made me extremely nervous. I'd much rather just get back into talking about real estate. I love being up here talking about real estate. I love talking about the business.
Can you grab that statue behind you real quick?
Fuck that statue.
So, because you talk about it a lot, but no, you're like, screw it.
Yeah, fuck
well, what is that though? And what did it take to get that?
So that was the Rich Dad Education Elite Hall of Fame, Reno 2013. So I entered into Rich Dad around 2012, 2013, and then received the Hall of Fame, I guess 2013, for our ability to basically get out of the rat race. My wife and I were employed at the time, both employed. And within 6 months to 7 months, we restructured our finances, completely rebuilt what we were doing, and we're out of the rat race in about 6 months, meaning that our passive income was greater than our monthly expenses. So we were technically, retired at a very young age. So that gave us the ability to get that award. But is what it is.
Yeah.
But
you think just because the company is not what you thought it was, you can still be proud.
Yeah, I mean, I was extremely proud then. I'm extremely proud now. I'm just tired. I'm tired of seeing the absolute financial destruction of so many people in a way that is not healthy. And it is what it is.
So Sanad, you were asking about Florida. If you're asking about Propelio.com, yes, we are in Florida. If you're asking about the Academy, yes, we're in Florida. But yeah, the answer is yes. As far as the video that we kept on referencing, we'll drop a link to that. We played at the beginning of this video, this live stream here as well. So if you want to find the original, we'll drop the link. But if you just want to watch this on a replay, it's at the beginning as well.
But that video is crazy. Like where we recorded it, I've had a lot of people asking me about, where did you shoot that? Where did it happen? So here in Dallas, there's an area of town called Fair Park, and there's a abandoned middle school in the middle of Fair Park that's you could tell from the video the condition that school was in. So that's where we shot it. We shot it in an abandoned school down in Fair Park. We showed up at like 7 o'clock in the morning, crawled through a busted out window and just recorded everything in there. But it was crazy seeing some of the stuff in there, man. I didn't get a chance to explore too much. I was doing a lot of, but man, I heard there was some crazy stuff going on in there.
Yeah, it's one of those places. I wasn't there, but everybody was telling me that it's one of those places where they didn't want to spend too much time because they would probably get shot.
It was crazy.
So as far as real estate, as far as what we got in the future, we are still planning our reality TV show for 2019. So that's coming.
That's going to be big. That's going to be rough.
That's going to be another challenge in our hats. But for the current thing we got going on is, we've got the Propelio Academy launching today in beta release. We got a lot more aspects of that coming here probably later this fall. Classes, our courses, full courses being released every single week on that platform. The season 2 of this, you've got Daniel and I on Mondays at 11 a.m. This is 3 o'clock, obviously, because we went to that golf tournament this morning. Tuesdays, 1 o'clock with RJ Bates, Titanium Tuesdays. Wednesdays, Grant Kemp. Grant teaches something. Thursdays, I'm still trying to plan out, do we want to do a 1, a 3, or like a 7 or a 10? I don't know. And then Fridays, we'll have every other Friday be Quest IRA, and I'm in talks with some other people to take over the other week, or hell, I'll do what I did before, which is just me and a random guest coming in. So that's the season 2, but we're also, like Danny was talking about, doing some on-location shots. But ultimately, it's whatever the audience, whatever the crowd, whatever the mob wants. If you want more content on this aspect of real estate over here, well, we're going to do that. If this over here is not that interesting, well, we probably shouldn't do that. So, it's pretty easy.
Just tell us what you'd be more interested in. Like right now, I've got 3 properties right now that are either in escrow or at some point in time ready to go on a rehab. So we're going to be breaking those down. If you'd like to see us going through doing just a breakdown of actually going to the property, seeing what the repairs look like, seeing what it's like dealing with those, seeing what the analysis looks like on those and what the final profits look like, let us know. If you'd rather learn more about wholesaling or cold calling or whatever it is you want to learn about, if I know how to talk about it, I'll talk about it. I'll be the first one to admit whenever there's something to do with real estate that I have no clue what I'm doing. Right. But I mean, overall, if you have questions, I can pretty much nail them.
2 points on what Daniel just said, which is, I think, huge about the authenticity of Daniel and Propelio itself, is very easily, I don't want to say easily, but very, I don't know, easily, whatever. Daniel could have taught every single class in the Propelio Academy. He's basically a genius. He is. You spend 3 seconds talking to the man and you're like, fuck, he's smart. Way smarter than me. So, but that's not what we wanted. We wanted a community aspect feel. On top of that, the second point I was going to make was I forgot.
It's all good.
What were you talking about before I cut you off?
Just overall something. I'm so nervous up here.
I get it. I know what I was going to say. One thing that I have never seen any other real estate professional ever do when they're presenting from stage or talking on a subject matter or even on a live stream is, and Daniel does this all the time, he'll be like, so somebody will ask, well, what about XYZ 1, 2, 3? And Daniel's response will be like, well, the answer to that question is blah, 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 blah. That being said, I personally have never done that. I don't have experience on that, but this is the answer that I'm aware of, but I would recommend seeking other information. Most people would just throw that answer out like they were the biggest, hoopla speaker, like they knew everything and they were the best thing since sliced bread. But Daniel will legitimately say, look, this is the answer to the best of my knowledge. That being said, I personally don't have experience because I've never dealt with that. Most people would never do that.
I'm a firm believer that I'm forever a student of real estate. There are certain aspects of real estate that I have a firm grasp on. There's other aspects of real estate that I've never even touched. So, whenever I'm seeing people and they just have that arrogant attitude of, I can't be taught something, those are some of the people that I can't be around. It's just like, I've been doing this for close to a decade. I've got a massive amount of experience in it. But overall, I am still, as far as I'm concerned, a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot to learn in this business, and I don't like being around those people that just have that attitude of I can't be taught anything.
And because it's been, I'm gonna look in this camera for this one, because it's been 2 months since I've said this, if you feel like you know everything there is to know about real estate and you know everything and you're the expert on all of it, find the closest mirror and slap yourself, because you don't.
Real estate is such a vast subject of, it surprises me even to this day. I've seen people in this business for like a decade and there's certain aspects of the business they've never done. I personally am not a tax lien guy. Out of a decade, I've never once bought a tax lien. I've never went to a tax auction. I've never done that. There's people that have been in this business for 3 months and that's all they do. But if you're going to come up to me and ask me about tax liens, I understand the process, I understand the theory, but actual application, I've never bought a tax lien before. Right. So I'm not going to stand up here and try and act like I'm a tax lien expert.
Yeah. Andrea, the Academy, if it's not accepting passwords, please drop us an email, academy@propelio.com.
That was one of the things we were trying to fix beforehand, academy@propelio.com. But the password thing, you have to have an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a special character. We're trying to fix that. But right now you need an uppercase, a lowercase, a letter, or a number, and a special character. If you don't have it, you can't register. So just apologies on that side.
Shoot your keyboard with a shotgun, you'll be fine.
So apologies.
Hit all the keys.
What I fully expect is every single one of y'all to find a problem with the Academy, understand this is beta launch, and we rushed really hard trying to get it out the door.
Only because Brady Durr asked for this. Brady was asking, remind us again what Propelio is and why the industry needs it. Brady does not work for us. He is just a friend. And I guess he's asking us to plug ourselves, which thank you, Brady, and thank you for giving us permission. Daniel, what is Propelio.com? So
Propelio.com is an online resource for real estate investors to get websites for your business in specific areas, not all areas yet. We are providing MLS comps. Propelio, through a brokerage, is providing MLS comps. You can get access to exclusive lead lists that we build in-house. We don't buy and resell lists, we build them all in-house. And then we got the ability on these specific markets to go in there and scrape deals off of the MLS for equity. So I can go in there and say, show me all properties that are currently on the MLS that have at least $30,000 discount off of, and then you can find properties like that. So between websites, MLS comps, MLS lead alerts, as well as lead lists, we got a back office CRM. It's kind of light right now, we're rebuilding it, but that's what Propelio.com is, and we use the Propelio Academy to just bring awareness to Propelio.com.
Very few will get this, but Lance Sanders joined in, and I just want to say thank you so much to Lance. Lance actually came up last week on Wednesday and was with me on the studio till 4 a.m. getting ready for our party. And again, Lance doesn't work for us. He was just part of our community. He was like, yeah, I'm up. I'll help you out. So, hey, Lance, sup? Cameron, we were giving you a shout out earlier out in Virginia, so thanks for tuning in.
Has anybody out there got in yet? Have you been able to check anything out? We're still struggling to get everything cleaned up.
Yeah, and if you have ideas, I see people starting to drop ideas for the Thursday show. Matt Smith, I'd love to see you bring people on the Thursday show and help them. That's kind of like, we did that a couple times with Frankie, remember? We brought in Jason Witherspoon. Those were good shows, so maybe we do something like that again.
Okay.
Or Boss Babe Thursday in all caps. I don't, yeah, okay. I don't know what that is, but we'll figure it out. Cameron, thank you so much for the excitement. Love that you're here. Yes, bring on newbies. What's up, fellas?
So, where are we at?
Sonya.
So,
Ryan would love to have babes on his sofa. Sorry, I was just reading. I couldn't help myself. But that's it. You know, today was mainly rah-rah, mainly kind of, hey, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back. You know, we're going to be back regularly. We're going to be on a lot. So please don't feel like we're not tuning in. And we're here. It's been a month and a half, 2 months, and we're going to be back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, probably Thursday as well, but we'll get there.
Can I get everybody out there to do me a favor right now? For everybody that used to watch the Propelio live before we took the break to go to season 2, could you drop in the comments some thank yous, some, hey, these guys are actually putting out some real content? Because we got a lot of new people watching today that may not realize that these shows are almost always just absolutely full of nothing but content. And I want to make sure that everybody out there watching right now realizes that these shows that we produce, you know, 3 to 4 days a week are absolutely nothing but content. So if you used to watch us before we took a short break, please let everybody out there in the world know that you know what to expect whenever they come in and tune in on these types of shows.
And I'll jump on top of that is even the stuff that's in the archives, because one of the cool things is, you know, we were off the air as that's technically that's right. I don't know. We're real estate guys. We're not whatever. People were starting to watch the archives and comments were starting to come in on the old videos. So what I would say, even with the old videos, every single video we've ever done on the Propelio Live, there's at least 3 to 4 nuggets that you can apply to your business. And if you do, they're actionable. They're actionable things. The property that Danny was talking about earlier, the one we just acquired, the gentleman that we bought it from, literally, I mean,
watched our videos.
They watched our videos. They took action on it. They go to the events. So pretty much their entire essence, and I don't want to take anything away from them because it is their action, it is their efforts, and they were the ones that got the deal. But as far as their education
leading up to it
was from Propelio. And so I just think that's awesome. So if you have stories like that where you took something from a grant, teach me something, you took something from Daniel said and applied to your business, let us know because otherwise it's just Daniel and I and a couple of lights and Trey with headphones and some comments. So, you know, we need that feedback. I know we're trying to wrap it up and not keep too much today. You want to get some books away?
Sure.
So we got people watching. I don't really know how many lists are going on. So how about we do this? We've got Rich Dad, we've got Think and Go Rich, and we've got Richest Man in Babylon. So I'll do 10 random comment pickers here. He's, oh shit, 10. What do we just dropped all that money in the academy, but whatever. We'll do 10 random comment pickers, and if you don't have one of those books, or if you have all 3, we'll figure something else out. But you can just pick one of those books. So I'll give it a couple minutes, couple seconds for y'all to like, oh shit, I better get my comments in.
Yeah, so if you want a book, we use a random comment picker. All you have to do to enter to win a book is have a comment below. So if you haven't commented yet, go ahead and drop some comments below. The more comments you put in, the higher the chances are of you actually getting a book. And with 10 of us, with us drawing for 10 of them, there's a high chance that you're going to get one. So go out there, drop some comments below. If you have any questions as we wrap this show up, hit us up. I do want to say once again that we are always dropping content. This right here was just kind of a, hey, Academy's live. Yeah. We're going back to season 2. For those that are looking to seek more education and get out there, you know, Propelio is an option for you. Spread the word.
So one of the first winner is Sanad Sabik out of Florida.
Awesome.
You know, I'll tag you here.
Propelio is live in Florida now.
Yeah. So boom, that's one.
All right.
Let's pick another winner. Boom. Start. Oh, let me refresh it.
Number 2.
So Sanad, your winner. Boom. No, you can't.
Try it again.
Yeah,
try it again.
Propelio won. You can't have Propelio win. Well, I like Propelio winning. Wow.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in.
I guess Tessa and Charlie. I guess that's I don't know how to spell. All right. Cool.
So that's number 2.
Yep.
If you want a chance to get some books, still drop some comments. We're giving away 8 more.
Winner. Okay.
So for those of you that have just now tuned in, we're discussing the release of the Propelio Academy. The Propelio Academy is a 100% free online resource to gain your education from, broken down into a systematic flow from beginning to end, kind of teach you how to run a specific type of strategy or learn specific aspects of this business. So Propelio, if you want to check that out, go to propelio.com/academy. And in addition to that, we also have propelio.com, a resource for real estate investors to get their websites, lead lists, MLS comps, and other things like that from.
Yeah, and Roy Rocha, you just won. Cheryl Eddy, you just won.
So that's 4 of them. We got 6 more to go.
You're like, Daniel's like, this is not a good idea. This takes too long.
That's all good. We'll figure it out.
Cheryl Eddy, from the Good Home Team. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Who's that one?
Cheryl Eddy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And Good Home Team, we got much love from them people.
Yeah.
Austin Good, Nick Good. Thank you both for supporting us here in the Academy.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to stay at the golf tournament to see how bad we beat them. But
I don't think we did. I think they
Oh, look at there.
Yeah. So for those of you that do not know the Good Home Team, Nick Good runs the brokerage side of stuff. Austin Good runs the investing side of stuff, and Austin is putting together a land development course for us. So Austin is a developer. He's built several duplex townhome, 70, 80 unit complexes that he's built. So for those of you that are not familiar with him, he's teaching land development.
Katie Apperson, you're a winner. Woo! Fun fact, she was the first person to ever wear a Propelio t-shirt. And then fun fact about the Good Team, I'm actually trying to get them to do the Flip Friday.
Okay.
So go from Quest to Good Home Team. So if you would like to see the Good Home Team host an every other Friday show, start tagging Nick, start tagging Austin, and start tagging the Good Team. Be like, we want to see you on Propelio TV. And I guarantee you, if they get social pressure, they'll get in here.
And let me just go ahead and tell you, for those that don't know Austin and Nick, you do want them to come in here and do a show. Austin's probably got around 33 to 34 million under management. And Nick Good, I don't know anything about him, but he runs one of the largest Keller Williams teams in Texas and possibly even the United States. So I know they close a lot of assets. And then on Austin's side, I mean, he's just a beast on the development. He knows what he's doing. So you want to learn from this guy. He's one of the teachers here in the Academy on the land development side. And if you have any desire whatsoever, you need to be hitting those guys up.
Yeah, I think I just. Sorry, I did a winner, but I forgot to say everybody that he's a winner. Jared Weaver, you're a winner. Sonia, looky there, woohoo!
All right, are we?
I don't know.
8 or 9?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Sonia is a winner. Boom, we're getting comments, so let's just roll with it.
So.
Yeah.
I'll just keep trying to keep the conversation going. Any questions pop up yet? I mean,
I don't know. I'm too busy trying to.
Well, I'll just start breaking down hardwood a little bit. So
okay, go for it.
Tomorrow I got to go walk hardwood. We've got 2 properties right now waiting to get some crews in them. So tomorrow I'm going to go walk hardwood. That is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 1979 build. I believe it's 1,958 square foot. I'm not positive of that though. But it is a vacant property. It was going to auction. It's been vacant for probably close to 4 years. But the roof gave way on it. So during this vacancy, the roof over the garage has been leaking, caused all the sheetrock to collapse. And other than that, man, it's just got it's outdated and just got a lot of trash in it. So the wholesaler, I believe, was DeMarcus Carrington, I3 Homes, and Evan Curry. They were the people that contracted it. They contracted it for close to payoff, and I think it was supposed to have been at that time they thought was $82,000, $82,000. But what they contracted was the principal loan amount. The actual payoff, once we got everything back, ended up being like $123,000 to $124,000. So that was like $40,000 to $50,000 more than what they contracted it for, and they assigned it to us at $105,000. So at that point in time, the deal got dried up a little bit. So what we did, instead of just throwing our hands up in the air, it's being negative equity underwater, and we're not wanting to pay $123,000 for it. We talked with DeMarcus and Evan, and we got them to send it over to Melody Medley over at Oyes. Melody's another trainer in the Academy. She teaches on short sales. Those should be released anytime within the next 24 to 48 hours. We were trying to have short sales out today. Once again, we just got into a rush. But we flipped it over to Melody to do a short sale. She's got like 600 plus short sales underneath her belt. Within 2 months, maybe 3 months at most, I think it was closer to 2 months, we got an email from Melody saying, hey, The short lender is absolutely refusing to drop below $112,000, $118,000, and neither of us were willing to pay that for it. So we ended up pushing back, and we got an inspection report done. We actually paid to have an inspection done on the property,
which was a risk, but it's like a $300, $400 risk for a potential
so for those that don't understand that, we had to spend $375 to get a property inspection report. We have a licensed inspector go out there and just go through every aspect of that property and find damage, anything that can be found. We used that report plus other contractor bids coupled with our own comparable sales, submitted that over through Melody to the bank, and we got the bank to finally go back through, look at the inspection report, look at the contractor bids, and they finally countered us at $95,000, or they countered us, I think, at $110,000.
No.
Where was it?
No. They countered at $125,
which was payoff.
Which no, they counted at $135 because they wanted above payoff, and we're all like, what?
I don't remember what happened, but either way around, we just fought back and forth with them. But inside of about 2 months, Melody was able to knock that short out, and she got them to finally come down to $95,000 on the price. So they're owed like 120-ish, 125. But we got them down to 95, which meant since the original wholesalers assigned it to us at 105, they were still able to collect a little over a $10,000 assignment out of it. We're going to be purchasing it, and tomorrow I'm going to go walk it. We'll record it, and I'll walk through with you and explain to you what I'm looking at, why I think I need to do it, why I don't think I need to do it, and then we'll actually break down next Monday, item by item, what would it be worth right now if I do a full-blown remodel? How much time and money do I think it'll cost me? What would it look like if I did a prehab on it? How much time and money would that cost me, and what would my return be? And then the last figure in that is going to be, what happens if I just do nothing but clear the trash out of the house and then sell it as is?
Right.
So I'm going to look at it from 3 different aspects, see which one's going to give me the best return on time and money, because money or time is a very valuable resource to us right now. We're running pretty thin. So based upon the amount of time and the amount of money we get, I'll show you all 3 ways I'm going to break it down and look at it and show you what I'm personally doing to make a decision on that property.
And an additional shout out to Melody, because one thing Daniel left out of that story was, and not intentionally, it just is what it is the bank during that short process, whoever they were dealing with, whoever Melody was dealing with, was trying to play games, and they were trying to manipulate the situation to where the 31-day rule, or whatever the rule is, I'm not a short sale guy, so I'm not really familiar, but they were trying to make it to where the short sale was declined, and there wasn't enough time to actually try to put in a new one before it went to foreclosure. And they were trying to do all these games with it. Well, Melody
has so much experience.
Melody has so much experience, and she's such a boss. She literally, like, within a course of a day of this shit is a dead deal to the next day, Daniel's like, hey, we got the deal. I'm like, but I literally just read the email saying that it's a dead deal, and Daniel's like, yeah, Melody called the president of the bank.
Yeah, I mean,
and basically took it above their person's head and realized, oh shit, they did something. I don't know if it's sketchy, but Melody got them to. So they went from like 135 to 95 within 12 hours.
And we were able to get the deal, and the wholesaler got paid, and we get paid. And for everyone that's out there that's ever wanted to see what this looks like, from analysis to acquisitions to remodel to dispositions and sales, well, here's your chance. So I'll roll through it with you.
So Turkey says hi.
Awesome. Love you, kiddo.
There you go. So I just
wrap it up.
Dropped a lot of names down there. I tagged you if you want. So please shoot me a DM or shoot me an email. Do you want this book? Do you want this book? Or do you want this book? So you got Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon, Think and Grow Rich. All 3 of these are great books. So hit us up. Which one do you want? Or hit me up, but only if you won. Don't be a whatever. But again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on Wednesday. You'll see Daniel next Monday. Tomorrow, tune in at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time for Titanium Tuesdays with RJ Bates. And he's going to have a guest, which is Mr. Money McDougal.
Mr. McDougal. I love
Jason McDougal, who, fun fact, is also, hell, we might as well promote our event. So next Tuesday, October 9th, we've got our DFW Real Estate Investor Meetup. So if you're local to Texas, if you're within a 6-hour drive. Paul Shaw drives up from Houston every time we have an event. Sonia flew in from Phoenix. It is worth flying into, oddly enough, which is crazy. It's awesome. But again, it's a testament of the community around Propelio. So that's on Tuesday at 5 o'clock at Palace Theater in Grapevine, October 9th. I'm going to be Winnie the Propelio. What is your costume?
Not positive yet. I'm wanting to almost wear that big dinosaur that Tomas has.
So I have had about 5 people tell me that they want to dress up as Ryan. So I don't know. Maybe we have a best Ryan or best Daniel contest.
Awesome.
But anyway, that's the show today. That's all we got. If you want a book, if you won a book, yeah. Let me be clear. Propelio will go bankrupt just buying books. Everybody wants a book. Hit me up in the DMs with your address and which book you want, and we'll hook you up. That's all I got. You got anything else?
I'm all good.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again for watching, and see you tomorrow. That's it.
Have a good one.
Check it.